Hey, yo, what is up, guys? My name is Coach Chad, the co-owner of the Next Level Coaching Academy. And in this video, I want to give you guys 5 ways on how to increase your lead generation. So lead generation is all predicated off of attention, eyeballs, right? Followers on your social media account. The more people that you have viewing your stuff, the more likely you are to actually create a lead out of that attention. All right. So what I'm going to go over with you guys is 5 ways on how to get a larger audience, on how to get more eyeballs on what you're doing, and then how to convert that attention to a lead or a phone call that you can close as a client. Okay. So strategy number 1, I like to call it the podcast strategy. So you can use either Facebook or Instagram for the podcast strategy. Let's talk about Facebook first. So on Facebook, you can do a colored background with some writing on it, right? So pick any colored background that you want. And what I want you to write on the colored background is, who here has a podcast? ? And then you're going to post it out to your Facebook feed. Now, what this is going to do is people are going to view this as free promotion, right? Anybody who has a podcast is going to be like, oh, this is free promotion. And they're going to comment and say, I have a podcast, or they just might post their podcast link in the comment section below. Now, what you're going to do is anybody who comments that they have a podcast, you're going to reach out to that individual, because majority of podcast people are looking for guests, right? You're going to reach out to that individual and say, hey, I really, really love your podcast. Maybe you click on their link or something and see what their podcast is about. Bring that up to them and say, I would love to be a guest on your next episode. And then from there, just coordinate a date and time and pop onto their podcast, right? So what does this do? This is getting more eyeballs on you, right? You're getting on somebody's podcast, you're cross-pollinating audiences. And then typically at the end of a podcast, somebody asks, where can people find you? Or, they request, social media links, website links, Typeform links, whatever it may be, and they put them inside of their show notes, okay? So that's way number 1 on how you can increase your audience size and get more eyeballs on what you're doing, all right? Way number 2, and I really, really like this way, is Instagram or Facebook live collaborations. Okay. So using the Instagram live platform or using the Facebook live platform and going live with somebody else, right? Because when you go live with somebody else, Facebook and Instagram cross-pollinates audiences, right? So somebody who follows the person that you're going live with can watch that live at the same time. They can see you. If they like what they have, if they like what you have to say, they can click on your page and they can request to friend you, or they can follow you at that point as well. Okay. So who should you be collabing with? I think, especially if you own a fitness business, I think it's an amazing idea to do collaborations with your clients. Why? Because people that follow your clients probably are in the same boat as your clients, right? What's the saying? People that, I'm going to butcher the saying, but essentially people hang out with people that they're similar to, right? So if your client needed help with weight loss, they probably have friends that need help with weight loss as well, right? So clients are great. Honestly, colleagues are great as well, right? If you're a fitness coach, picking other people who have a similar client base and doing Instagram or Facebook lives with them, right? Because some people may follow your friend, but may not actually want to be coached by your friend. And then they see your personality or they see what you have to say, and it resonates with them more than what your friend has to say. And then they choose you to be their coach instead of your friend, right? So collabing with clients, collabing with colleagues, collabing with employees. If you are the owner of a fitness company and you have assistant coaches underneath you, doing collabs with your assistant coaches is great. Now, this is less for cross-pollination, and this is actually more for building up people that already follow you, right? It's more of trust building for the people that already follow you, because they're seeing you two collab and they're getting excited about the idea of joining your team. All right. So Instagram collabs, Facebook collabs with clients, employees, and colleagues are all amazing ideas. All right. Number 3, creating shareable content, infographics, quotes, right? Little ideas where you're literally asking people to share this piece of content. Creating shareable content is all about creating content that gets behind groupthink. right? That gets behind the idea of, oh yeah, I believe in that too. And then the person wants to share it, right? You can even start off pieces of content saying, if you agree with this, please share it, right? So creating shareable content, what does that do? Once again, it's cross-pollination. If I liked your post and I shared it to my Instagram story, now all of my followers are going to see that post. And if they also resonate with it, guess what? They're going to view it. Maybe they follow you and maybe they also share it out, right? So it's a domino effect. So creating shareable content, infographics are great, and literally creating pieces of content that say, if you agree with this, share it out, right? So helpful tips, awesome quotes, things that people can get behind and believe, that is all what would deem to be shareable content. Once again, you could do this on Facebook, and you can also do this on Instagram as well. Number 4 is going to meetups, right? Going to different events, right? So for example, if there is some sort of fitness event out there and there's a lot of fitness influencers there, right? Go to the event, get on their stories, right? Make friends with them, take selfies with them, and get on other people's stories, right? Because their followers, they're going to see you. They're going to see that you're at this event with so-and-so. They're automatically in their mind going to say, okay, cool. If he's hanging out with so-and-so, or if she's hanging out with so-and-so, they must be awesome because I follow this awesome person, right? And then they're going to be more likely to follow you, right? So go to in-person events, go to meetups. If you're friends with a bunch of other people who also do what you do, get together and share each other on each other's stories, right? This has probably been one of the ways that I've been able to grow my social media over the past 6 months, is hanging out with other people that have followings and getting on their stories as well. Okay, so events, meetups, and getting on people's stories in that nature. All right, and lastly, and definitely not least, is post interesting content. If you want people to follow you, if you want people to get eyeballs on you, post interesting content, right? Obviously post helpful content, right? Because that's going to be another reason why people follow you, but post interesting content too. Think about the people that you follow. What do? They travel a lot, right? They're at cool locations. They're doing cool things. They buy cool things, right? It's interesting, right? People that travel a lot, and to the normal person who doesn't travel a lot, it's really interesting. And they want to follow that person. They want to live vicariously through that person so that they can see their lifestyle. So the more interesting you can make your lifestyle, the more interesting you can make your content, the more likely people are going to be to actually want to follow that content, right? And if you don't have means to travel, if you don't have means to buy cool stuff, then create funny content, right? You can create funny content, or you could just create really, really helpful and really, really educational content and get it shared out to other people as well. Okay, so those are the 5 different ways on how you can grow attention and grow your audience, because remember, attention is the greatest currency. Now, what do you do with that attention, right? Once people are starting to follow you, once people are starting to get eyeballs onto your actual platform, how do you convert that attention? Really 2-part, right? 1, obviously a lot of call to actions in your posts, in your story. If you have the swipe up feature, great. If you don't, that's totally fine. Like putting an application link in your bio. Not going to be the most powerful way to start, right? Once you start getting a really big audience, it's going to be that probably will become the most powerful way to get leads. But in the beginning, you're going to have to utilize a lot of DM outreach, right? You're going to have to utilize a lot of actual messaging to people that are following you and getting them to actually get on a phone call with you, okay? So in the notes down below, I'm going to link a very, very simple DM outreach strategy. You can take people through this very simple script, and you can get people booked for sales calls, where you can actually close them to become one of your clients. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you comment down below, make sure you leave a like, and guess what? Make sure you share this out as well. I'll talk to you guys soon, and you guys have a great day. Peace.